What's going down, folks? It's your boy C back on the Madden 17 franchise, and we are about to dive into week number 6 of season 4. The season is already moving along pretty quick, you guys. And as you can see, we're coming into this game against the Houston Texans with a record of 4-1. We're back at home after a short road trip to play the Los Angeles Rams. And coming into this game against the Texans, we're looking to capitalize on a lot of the things that we did well against the Rams last week. And with that said, the main focus today is going to be stopping Lamar Miller. We cannot let the Texans get the run game going. We've got to keep them one-dimensional, and if we do that, we should have a shot. Now, getting into the gameplay here, the Texans are already coming out, show and run. Miller gets the handoff and runs right into Keon Fontenot for no gain. He maybe got one, if that. So on second down here, Chavez goes with the play action, looks downfield, and it's a jailbreak, busted coverage. DeAndre Hopkins gets behind the safeties, makes the grab for an easy touchdown, and that was all on me. I fell for the play fake. I was playing run the entire way through, you guys. So we get burned off an early mistake, and we trail 7-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Frederick Pointer fields the kick at the 2, looking for a block, accelerates to the 20, hits the defender with the mean juke move and outruns the coverage, breaking it to the sideline, taking it all the way up to the 40, the 30. Frederick Pointer is going all the way, taking it to the house for a 99-yard, back-breaking, momentum-killing return for a score. What a play. I'm telling you guys, Frederick Pointer could be a huge difference maker for us at wide receiver. I think he's got 95 speed. We could definitely use that on offense. But getting back on defense now, the Texans have it at the 46. Lamar Miller gets the handoff, looking to run it off the right side and picks up a gain of 9 on the play. Then on second down, Lamar Miller gets it again off the stretch run and goes nowhere. That was a nice play by the newly acquired linebacker Marquise Marshall. That knocks the Texans back to a 3rd and 2. Going back to the ground game, look at Dixon shooting the A-gap, making the tackle, staying aggressive and forcing the Texans to go 3 and out. On our next offensive possession, Eubanks gets the toss off the left side and ends up picking up a nice gain of about 4 or 5, bringing up second down now. Anderson, under center, taking the snap, looking downfield, but J.J. Watt is right there for the sack, and that could be a problem, you guys. We definitely got to do a better job in pass pro, because now we're back all the way up to a 3rd and 16 situation. Anderson with the snap from the gun and completely misfires to a wide open Braxton Miller, and I'm just going to go on ahead and chalk that one up to the sliders, because Anderson had his feet set. I didn't do any type of directional passing there. He just missed a wide open guy. Now, facing a 2nd and 11, Lamar Miller gets the handoff from Chavez and somehow squeezes through the cluster of defenders and displaying some elusiveness on that play. That's definitely something we're going to have to watch out for going forward. So after Miller picks up 8 on the carry, Chavez comes out in the gun, dumps it off underneath to Will Fuller, and he ends up picking up the first down and some. A couple plays later on 1st and 10 from the 16, Chavez goes underneath again as Fuller making the grab, and this time he's going to get brought down at the 10. 2nd and 4 now. Chavez with the snap from the gun, fires it near the sidelines, complete to the tight end Williams, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 3, setting him up with the 1st and goal. They come out and just hand the ball off to Lamar Miller, and he does the rest, and he's able to punch it in for an easy score. So the Texans regain the lead, and of course we do nothing with it on our possession and go 3 and out, giving it right back to Houston, and they take over with good field position, dumping it off there to Hopkins, picking up 7 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 3. Going with the play action now. Chavez tries to look downfield, but Vic Beasley is right there for the sack, and he gets up telling the Texans he's not having any of that today. Looking at the replay, Beasley is right in the face of Chavez as soon as he comes out of his play fake, and he takes him down for a huge sack. So that backs him up to a 3rd and 15. Once again, the pressure being applied, and Chavez just gets rid of it. So on our next possession here, Anderson coming out looking to set up the screen game, dumping it to Eubanks, but that play was well defended by the linebacker. Bringing up a 2nd and long. Anderson with the play fake, rolling out of the pocket, throwing on the move, and hits Braxton Miller with a beautiful pass. And that's going to move the chain, setting us up at the 35. But on the very next play, Jadeveon Clowney picks off Zach Anderson and gives the Texans great field position at the Falcons 35. Now, taking another look at that play, there were some mild shenanigans there, but more than anything, that was just a bad read. Regardless of Julio and Hooper being in the exact same spot, I probably shouldn't have made that throw. Now the Texans with great field position set up the wide receiver screen to Hopkins, and he makes the grab for a gain of 6 on the play, setting up a 2nd and 4. Chavez in the gun, taking the snap and hits a wide open Will Fuller, and he takes it all the way up to the 8-yard line, with the Texans now looking to capitalize in the red zone. On 1st and goal here, Chavez can't find anyone open so he gets rid of it, but that was really close to intentional grounding. I think the refs might have swallowed the whistle on that play. So now looking at 2nd and goal, Chavez again under pressure by Vic Beasley gets rid of it again. The pressure is definitely a factor on this drive. Next play, 3rd and goal. Chavez trying to escape the pocket and buy time, dumps it off to Williams, and he ends up taking it up to the 3-yard line. So the defense does a great job in the red zone and holds Houston to a field goal try. And from that distance, it's pretty much automatic, but now it's a 2-score game, so we definitely got to get something going on offense. So on our next possession, Anderson comes out with an empty backfield set, sending Pointer in motion. Clowney slides over to cover the slot. We got a mismatch. Pointer gets a free release off the line. Zach Anderson dials up the deep ball and puts it right on the money. Frederick Pointer's able to make the grab there, taking us all the way up to the 27-yard line. The next play on 1st and 10, J.J. Watt is just too much for Andy Levitri, and he just blows right by him to take down Anderson for the sack. Now, what's interesting is on that play, they had JJ lined up inside playing the 3 technique. If you go back and look at his earlier sack in the game, I believe he was lined up as a 5. So if they're going to be doing that, we may need to give Levitri some help inside. So on the next play here after the sack on 2nd and 18, look at the dot thrown by Anderson, complete to Pointer for a 1st down, taking us inside the red zone at the 15. On the very next play, the toss goes to Sawyer, breaking it outside and diving it into the end zone. And with that touchdown, it makes things a lot more interesting because now it's a 1-score game. So getting into the next possession for the Texans, Chavez comes out with an empty backfield at the 44, taking the snap and throws a laser completed to DeAndre Hopkins. And again, check who was in coverage on that play. It's almost starting to become a bad joke at this point because through 3 videos, you've seen Desmond Trufant struggle against elite wide receivers. First it was against Mike Evans, then against Josh Gordon, and now DeAndre Hopkins. They all seem to be getting the better at Trufant, and I'm not too happy about that. And oh, by the way, I've got to talk some real football for a second. I'm recording this commentary on the day that Desmond Trufant just signed a $69 million extension, and I think he gets 40-some-odd million guaranteed. That is a great deal. And sure, it's an expensive deal, but you've got to pay your Pro Bowl corners. In my book, Desmond belongs in that elite category of corners, and he deserves to be paid as such. So I'm happy that my Falcons were able to lock him down long term, and hopefully he's able to bounce back from his injury and continue to put up Pro Bowl numbers. Anyway though, getting back to the gameplay on 2nd and 5 here, look at Chavez scrambling, and at the last second he tries to dump it off, but the ball's batted down incomplete. So that brings up a 3rd and 5 situation now. Chavez in the gun, throwing to his tight end, but the pass is incomplete. So that sets up another field goal try. The kick is up and good, and once again we are down by 2 scores. So we need to respond here. On 1st and 10 from the 12, Eubanks gets the carry and breaks it into the open field and throws a nasty stiff arm to free himself from the tackle, and he will take it all the way to the house. Dre Eubanks with the ridiculous 90-yard touchdown run. What a play, what an effort by the lineman up front creating the space. And you guys know I gotta take another look at that stiff arm. Look at that, that was just fierce. And hold on a second, man. I can't even record commentary. Look at this guy's head right now. That stiff arm completely dislodged his neck so that his head runs parallel with his shoulder pads. I bet Reed will never try to tackle Eubanks in the open field again after that play. That was just too crazy. But getting into the next drive though for the Texans, as you guys just saw, they marched all the way down the field, and Lamar Miller says to Eubanks, okay, you want to run tough? Watch me get strong too, when he bullied his way in for another score. That's 2 touchdowns on the ground for Lamar Miller today. And just like I touched on in the intro about Lamar Miller getting going, this is what happens when he does. We end up trailing by 10 to start the 4th quarter. So getting into our first drive from the 31, Anderson taking the snap under center, hits a wide open Austin Hooper for a completion, and he runs out of bounds at the 47 to move the chains. Next play, 1st and 10, Anderson trying to buy time but is under pressure, and this time he gets sacked by Jadeveon Clowney. So that's going to knock us back to a 2nd and 19. Anderson tries to thread the needle to KB, but the ball is batted down incomplete, and that leads to a 3 and out. Matt Bosher comes out for the punt, it's up and away, it bounces right at the 8-yard line and dies at the 2-yard line. What a great punt. And it looks like they're giving it to us at the 1, so that was a huge shift in field position right there. So the Texans offense come out obviously showing run, going with the fullback dive, but Dixon is not having any of it, makes the tackle there for a 1-yard gain. Next play, Dixon shoots the gap again, and how is that not a safety? That was really close. What do you guys think? Was that a safety? I think the Texans might have just gotten away with another one. So on 3rd and 11, backed up in their own end zone, they just hand the ball off to Miller, and he almost broke free right there. That would have been devastating, but we were able to make the tackle and force a 3 and out. Now getting into our next drive here with 6:58 in the fourth, Anderson looking for the screen but decides to take a shot deep. He's got a man open in the back of the end zone. Is Frederick Pointer for the score. What a crazy turn of events. But wait, did you guys see the way that Anderson threw that ball? He was looking at Eubanks the whole time for the screen pass, but instead with the simple flick of the wrist, he throws a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown. Just look at how effortless that looks. This is probably the equivalent to just shooting a free throw. And I'm not going to complain, but that was definitely a weird play right there, you guys. So after the touchdown, we decide to stay on the field and go for two, tossing it to Sawyer, and he runs in untouched for the 2-point conversion. So all we got to do now is play some solid defense, get the ball back, and kick a field goal for the W. So the defense takes the field looking for a stop. Houston coming out looking to go with the run game, handing the ball off to Miller, and Keanu Neal is right there to shut the play down. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 now. Chavez in the gun, looking for a receiver, throws a beautiful pass complete once again to DeAndre Hopkins right near the sideline, and that's the type of play we cannot afford. So that brings up a 1st down. Miller dancing in the hole, ends up picking up 8 or 9 on the play, taking it up to the 16. We must keep them out of the end zone on this drive. Bringing up 2nd and 2, Chavez takes the snap under center, hands the ball off to Miller, and the Falcons run D stops him from picking up another 1st down. So that brings up a 3rd and short. The Texans going back to the ground game again, and it's Damian Dixon this time, making the tackle in the backfield, stopping Miller from picking up the 1st down. That was a huge play by the aggressive free safety. So the field goal unit comes out looking to extend the lead, but it's a fake. Barth has a man open, but Keanu Neal does a great job at getting to him before he can make the pass, and that would have been the worst possible thing that could have happened this late in the game to us, but fortunately they end up getting no points on that drive. So with the 1:56 left in the game, we need to get in field goal range. Anderson comes out, dialing up the screenplay to Sawyer, and he's going to take it all the way up to the 46-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. A couple plays later on 2nd and 5, the toss play goes to Eubanks off the left side. Nice block by Matthews. That springs Eubanks free to take it up to the 35. So we're already within field goal range. All we have to do now is just protect the ball and milk some clock. So the run play there pretty much goes nowhere, setting up a 2nd and 9. We hand it off to Eubanks again, and this time he gets even more yardage, which should make the field goal try a bit easier. The next play on 3rd and 4 is a handoff to Eubanks up the middle, and he's going to stumble ahead for a gain of 3. So now is the moment of truth as the field goal unit comes out. Crosby lines it up, kick is up, and it is good. Mason Crosby comes through in the clutch and ends up giving us the lead late in the game, 31-30, and that's the way that we're going to wrap this one up with a little bit of drama at the end for the folks at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But what a game. Taking a quick look at the stat sheet, Zach Anderson put up, I'd say, a mediocre to below average performance. He went 10 for 21 for 189 yards and 1 touchdown, as well as 1 interception. On to the running back stats, Dre Eubanks rushed for over 100 yards for the 2nd straight week, and that is definitely encouraging to see. But on the flip side of the coin, our run defense is definitely struggling a bit. For the 2nd straight week, another 100-yard rusher, along with surrendering multiple touchdowns. That's something we definitely got to get cleaned up. As for the receiving stats, Frederick Pointer came out of nowhere to steal the game MVP today. Not only did he have a receiving touchdown, he also had a 99-yard kickoff return for a score. What a breakout performance by Pointer. Maybe we'll see more of that in the upcoming weeks, because I definitely think he deserves to get a longer look at wide receiver after the performance today. What do you guys think about that? Anyways, you guys, that's all the time I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.